Reddit to do and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Wednesday, October 23rd. The Vols play on Saturday. It's supposed to rain. How do you feel about that?
I don't feel great.
Don't feel great about it. The good news is we're probably going to run the ball anyway, so it doesn't affect our game plan.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, we don't have the ability to throw the football.
That's true.
So, unless JT Stroud surprises us, I guess that's me saying I think JT Stroud is a starter.
We will see.
We'll see. I'll say this. I have to walk back on my words a little bit because, first off, my words kind of contradicted each other anyway, so I guess I'm not really walking back on my words, but I am.
Walking it out, right?
Walk it out. And so, I've always said I trust Pruitt, trust his coaching decisions. Then I said I wouldn't go to the game if JG was a starter. If I trust Pruitt, then I have to trust his coaching decisions. I have to show up.
He's in a tough decision.
He is. He's in a tough position, but I said that I trust his coaching decisions. So I'll be there Saturday regardless. I may not be happy, but I will not boo. I'm not gonna argue with people. You're gonna do what you want to do. You're an adult.
Yeah.
So I know where I stand on it.
I would just say do not boo.
I wouldn't boo. Now I'm not gonna take the Kevin Nash direction and I'm not doing that.
Who's Kevin Nash?
Apparently
I know who he is.
Like, I know who he is too, but I don't care who he is.
Yeah, you weren't that great. You're not The Rock. You're not Hulk Hogan. You're not Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah,
you're not. Yeah, you're nothing.
No. Well, hopefully the weather stays good.
He's verified though, so I guess he's somebody.
He's what?
He's verified, so I guess he's somebody.
Do blue checks mean anything anymore though? Roundtable discussion.
I think they're white checks on Twitter, are they?
I don't know.
I'm not verified, so I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's white checks when you do dark mode, but it's a blue check.
Okay.
I really don't. I've never paid attention. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the rain because I want to tailgate. I can sit in the rain. I can sit in the rain in a Tennessee football game. Done that plenty of times. I can do that. I'm fine. But I want to tailgate. That's the main thing. We even talked about bringing Rock Band to this tailgate. So I really, really need it to be dry.
Yeah.
The tailgate won't be dry. You know what I'm saying? But
I was about to say.
I need
it's not going to be that dry.
No. Before we jump into this episode, guys, I'm going to tell you all about my friends at MyBookie. I don't know about you, but for me, a game is 10 times more exciting when I'm putting my money on it. Sometimes I have a gut feeling about a matchup, and sometimes I'm just betting on my team because they're my team. Regardless, whether you've been betting for years or you're ready to play for the first time, MyBookie is your best bet this season. If you're the kind of guy who likes to bet a little to win a lot, try a parlay. For instance, if you like a couple of the big favorites this week, parlays are perfect because they let you bet multiple games together for a much bigger payout. So if you're going to bet this season, do the smart thing and go to mybookie.ag because no one gives you more ways to win. Between football season, the MLB playoffs, and the start of NBA and NHL seasons, it's time to get off the sideline and get in on the action. If you really want to support your team this season, don't just sit on the sidelines. Get in the game with MyBookie. And if you join right now, MyBookie will double your first deposit only if you use the promo code CHAIR to activate the offer. That's promo code CHAIR to double your cash. Visit mybookie.ag today. You play, you win, you get paid. If you're a regular to this show, you probably notice it's being presented. Landon can point right below him. Being presented by Commercial Bank. We'll tell you guys more about them later. They're awesome. We appreciate their partnership with us. And but yeah, we'll get into more of that later. First, South Carolina game.
This is a big game.
We talked about on Sunday briefly how this was a game that was really going to decide bowl eligibility.
Yeah, and I think before the season, I know I marked it as the most important game on the schedule.
You did that early on.
Yeah.
You did that early on.
So right before the season started, we kind of went through what game we thought was most important. I think you said it was important. I think you had another game in there as well.
I honestly don't remember what I said was most important. It was not South Carolina.
I think you said Florida.
I think I said Florida too. I was with you on that it was an important game. I thought it would be important for bowl eligibility.
Yep.
And I was right. Unfortunately, I was hoping it might be like our fourth or fifth win. Wait, no, that wouldn't be right. Georgia State. Yeah, BYU. That puts us at, 4? I was hoping to be our fifth win. Maybe our sixth. Maybe I said if we beat Florida, it'd be our sixth and get us to bowl eligibility. Mm-hmm. I knew it would be important. I just didn't realize how important at this point in the year.
I mean, it's time to win.
It's time
We're 0-7 against Muschamp. I'm sick and tired of him getting so lucky against us.
We're 0-7 to Muschamp. We're 2-5 on the year. And it's kind of weird. It doesn't feel like we're 2-5.
No, it feels like we're like 4-2.
Because we played so much better the last two games.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It sucked the fan base back in enough where we're gonna fill that stadium. So you got to show out.
There's gonna be some good heartbreak. You just know now.
Oh yeah, something's gonna go wrong.
Here's my issue. We got 3 big commits. I feel like 3 bad things are bound to happen now. 4, I guess. Well, maybe we jumped.
Well, hopefully it was just that Brian Maurer is doubtful. Maybe that was just the bad news we needed.
Maybe.
I hope. You can only hope.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get 3 more bad newses like that, because we'll get more into the recruiting in the next little segment. But huge recruiting news for the football team late last night. Yep. They were keeping us up. Late. I guess Memphis is an hour behind, so it wasn't as late for them.
No, it wasn't as late.
But and then today, the Jaden Springer news. I knew we were expecting Jaden Springer news soon. Not this early. Or I guess we didn't know, not necessarily this early. We just didn't know exactly when.
See, I thought it was going to be sooner.
Right. That's what I think.
I thought like after his official visit, it was like, all right, let's get it.
I was about to say, I think people said you might expect something on Monday. So early wasn't the right word. It was just unexpected. You didn't know exactly when it was going to come.
Right.
You expected something soon. I don't know about you, but the more it drug on, I was like, maybe not. And then we got that. So I don't know. This week is very, very important. If you don't win this, I don't know if you get to bowl eligibility. This game, the good news is South Carolina's also playing a backup, but he's had plenty of time to settle in. He's pretty much a starter now.
Yeah.
So,
and he's their quarterback for the future.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Is he just a freshman or is he a sophomore?
He's a true freshman.
I wasn't sure what he was. They have given up 11 sacks to Ryan Helinski alone. That's good, especially with the way our front seven's playing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a huge opportunity for this defense to come out and dominate.
Yeah, we get Batuli back too. He doesn't miss any time since he was ejected in the first half against Alabama. That's great news for us.
Back.
That's
good to have both of those guys starting. It's been a while. I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's been just Mississippi State, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he only missed but they didn't play together at all against Alabama.
Right.
So that's
very
unfortunate.
Yeah.
But Crouch played better in that game. I feel like he stepped up in a few big ways.
He was picked on a little bit in the passing game, but I feel like the run game he kind of held his own, which you expect.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like with the he had to play the whole game, every snap. No, I don't know if he played every snap. I said that without looking, but he played the whole game and played a lot of snaps.
Yeah.
So, which is more than he's normally asked to do, especially that inside linebacker position.
Right, it's a newer position for him. He's still kind of learning how to do it and expected to go against the number 1 team in the country and played. I mean, I don't know if he played every single snap either, but it was close. He played a lot. It was close.
Because you whenever you got, by the time you got Toho back, Batuli was gone. So he had to slot in the other position.
Yep.
So, but I look forward to our front seven. I think this is a time to really come alive, continue coming alive, I guess, because it started at Mississippi State. Several good plays at Alabama. I mean, I'm not cheering for injury. Don't misunderstand that. But you put enough pressure that, I mean, you hurt a quarterback.
Yeah.
There were games early in the year we weren't touching a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get Mac Jones in there and you wear him out a couple times too on a roughing the passer call. But I mean, yeah, you get back there plenty of times against Alabama. This is a game where you're not playing a great offensive line. They're a decent running team. I mean, they're pretty good. They are probably going to lose. Or they confirmed it.
I think Muschamp said Dowdle is out. Or he expects Dowdle to be out.
He expects him to be out.
Yeah.
So that, that's your number 2 running back right there. I feel like this is a really good chance to take advantage of a, offensive front that's just not going to be incredibly comfortable.
Yeah, and especially if it's going to be wet.
Yeah.
I feel like if you are able to take away Feaster in that run game, then you put it on a true freshman.
Right.
To beat Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, I like our chances if we're able to stop the run game. Well, I think we're going to get enough pressure on Helinski where he's uncomfortable, and I think guys in the back end are going to make plays.
Right, and he's really only got one wide receiver to hit. Unlike
it's Edwards. That's it,
and that's all they have. I mean, so that's good news on the offensive front. Now you flip the side of the ball and look at our offense. Do you have people that can make plays, maybe in the run game. Tim Jordan's really exploded. We assume he's going to get the majority of the touches this week. I mean, you have to route out that high end. You have to.
Yeah, I mean,
especially with no quarterback. Well, we assume no quarterback.
We've talked about this a billion times, how SEC games are won in the trenches. I firmly believe that this game is definitely going to be who wins the battle in the trenches. Especially with it probably going to be raining.
Tennessee doesn't have a quarterback.
You have two run-heavy offenses right now because there's some question marks at quarterback. South Carolina has a good defense. Yep. They're always going to have a good defense. Mm-hmm. But if you remember 2 years ago when they came to Knoxville, that was Tennessee's worst team in history. I'm willing to go on record and say that. That was Tennessee's worst team in history, and we were one catch away from beating them.
Which, you said they came to Knoxville what year?
2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was thinking last year was 17 for some reason. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that would have been an away game. Yes.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah, that team was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Unbearable to watch.
We should have beat them.
Yeah.
Should have beat them. So, I mean, they have won them. Kinlaw, they're really good on the defensive front. But our line's playing good.
Our offensive line is... And I think it's cool you hear them talk about it when they were available to media, and they're taking pride in what they do. Whereas, like, last year, they seemed just really down every time they talked to the media. Like, we're trying to fix it. Now it's like they were all talking about... I can't remember who all was available. Was Wanye available?
Yeah.
Wanye was available. I think Trey Smith. Brandon Kennedy was after the game. I don't know if he was the other day.
Austin Pope.
Austin Pope talked about how involved he is in the run game and how they take pride in what they do. They talked about the play that we've all talked about, that, 4-yard gain turned into 11-yard, 12-yard gain. Mm-hmm. I mean, just taking pride in what they do, moving the defensive players, and then what Tim Jordan's been able to follow it up with. It's like they've been blocking good and then following it up with quality running. Not just Tim Jordan, too. Todd Chandler and at times Eric Gray. It looks... You can't complain about our running game right now. I would love to see more production in terms of yards.
It looks like we got some swagger.
I'd love to see some more production in terms of yards and touchdowns.
Yeah.
But we've got a good start.
We're moving the football.
We got a good start right now. We're shortening the game, which we absolutely have to do because of our depth and because of our lack of ability to score.
Yep. So I say, Wanham, Kinlaw, come get you some of Trey Smith.
Yeah, absolutely. Their defense is pretty... I guess chaotic is the right word. I don't know. They create chaos.
Especially on third down.
They've created several turnovers this year. They've done a good job at it. Muschamp's going to do that. I mean, Muschamp recruits great defensive players and coaches good defenses. So, I mean, you expect that. Can we be turnover? You're not going to be turnover free against a Muschamp defense. Can you limit the turnovers?
Yep.
That's something you're going to look to do. I guess my question at quarterback is, who do you trust to run your offense? We know you don't trust JG. We know you don't trust JG. Do you trust Stroud anymore?
I think it comes down to who the team trusts.
It's not JG. I can tell you that.
Yeah, there was definitely some, people that did not take too kindly what he did Saturday night.
Well, I mean, some people have said you can always tell. You've always been able to tell. Some people even went back to last year and they were saying they felt like the offensive line even blocked a different way for Will McBride than they did JG, and this year differently for Maurer than they did JG, and maybe that's a level of trust. I don't even know if that's true. I'm just what people have said. So I mean, maybe that's something too. Maybe that has something to do with it. But I mean, people are going to fight for Brian Maurer. The dude just, he's got that infectious personality.
He says all the right things.
He says the right things. He's intense. People are going to fight for him. Hopefully it's the same with JT Stroud. Like I said, I expect him to be the starter. I hope we can open up the playbook a little bit. Chaney called a great game last Saturday. Jim Chaney, and even Jerry Pruitt on the flip side of that, on the defense side of the ball, and they did a really good job in how they called that game. I would have loved to see. I'm not saying we win with Brian Maurer. I don't think if we score that touchdown there, I don't think we win the game.
Yeah,
I'd like to. Alabama right now is Alabama. Until they're removed from the top, you can't just say, like, people. I don't know. People are like, I don't think they're a national championship team. What team is?
Yeah, if they're not, who is?
Yeah, and like I said, I think we said it on Sunday. I mean, all we probably proved is that LSU and Alabama are like neck and neck right now. That's probably all we proved by playing them close.
Yeah.
Close. I mean, that's it.
But I will say this, that a lot of Alabama fans are saying, oh, we had to play a backup quarterback. I'm like, so did we.
Yeah, I know, right?
So where's that argument?
Right.
So, yeah, I think it was evenly matched minus the officiating.
The officiating was poor. I did want to talk about that. Did you read the release from SEC office?
Dude, what was that? What did that even...
There's just no... Like, why even release that? There's no substance in it. All you're pretty much saying is what we know. Refs suck. The refs suck like teams suck. That's all you told us.
Yeah, that's...
And then you told us that there's, rule or checks and balances in place, but you didn't tell us what any of those checks and balances were.
John's gonna John.
Where they're like, yeah, we punish our officials, appropriately. How? Well, we can't tell you that. Then how do we know? Like, you can't.
Yeah.
I can't just be like, yeah, we punished them. How? And then they're like, we remove them from games and put them on other games, but we don't necessarily make that public. So how? I don't know. I don't buy that load of crap. I don't buy it.
So you put them on like...
So like if a crew had Alabama and LSU, and then the week before they effed up, according to them, they would move them to a lesser game.
To Vanderbilt, Missouri.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But
you're still getting paid. So
yeah.
What are you really doing to them?
Right.
They're not getting on TV? Is that the point of being an official? You want to be on TV?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I've been...
That's getting me... I'm boiling over here.
I'm with... I understand there's a shortage of officials. I understand why, because coaches, players, fans mainly can be just complete a-holes. Like, I get it. But I don't know. Like, here's an issue. If I ref on a crew of 10 and I feel like I'm really good, but the other 9 suck because they've never learned like when they're wrong, whose fault is that?
Yeah.
It's the people grading them and training them.
And if
they've never corrected them.
If you want to use the excuse of, oh, well, they're not full-time, they make mistakes. Well, make them full-time.
Yeah. You could. The money's there.
Yeah, you have the most profitable programs in the country in this one conference, and you refuse to make your officials full-time?
The money is certainly there.
So you'd rather them be terrible and then have all this backlash.
And what's the guy who is full-time doing? Is he ever reviewing these plays? Is he ever like training? And I don't know. They won't tell us these processes, so we don't know what they look like.
But ESPN will pay a guy full-time to agree with them in the booth.
Every time. And I'm going to tell you right now another thing. If I was an official on that crew and I really cared about my job, I'll tell you this right now. The officials I know, whether they make the right or wrong calls, the officials I know, they're in the game because they enjoy the game. They want the game to be done correctly, period. End of story. Doesn't matter who's playing. Doesn't matter who's throwing, running, defending. They want it to be a good game. Those are the officials I know personally. And that may be the same. I hope that's the same for every official that's on that field Saturday night.
Yeah.
But how pissed are you if you're the one trying to do your job correctly, just like you would in any other work environment, if the guy messes up for no reason, going, oh, I think we spotted the ball incorrectly, let's stop it. No, you don't do that. And I'm pissed at that guy because he either thinks he did his job incorrectly, knows he's did his job incorrectly or whatever, and then tries to fix it and harms not only the entire officiating crew, but also, that's not a good look for them. Like, not only did they now not do their job correctly, yeah, people are going to question their integrity because of the ill timing of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's fair to question their integrity because of that call. Now, the other officials on that crew, I don't know. But I'm going to be mad at that guy because I want the game to be done correctly. I'm going to be mad because he didn't do the right thing to make sure the game was called correctly.
And Pruitt showed his frustration. Now, he was subtle about it.
Yeah.
But he voiced that it was not okay, some of the penalties that were called.
Yeah,
he admitted that he was wrong on some of them.
Right.
Which, there was a lot in there where I was just like...
I agree with what he said about the Batuli call. It's targeting. But the officials have to call it. That's targeting. Like, whether you agree or disagree with the rule, that's another thing that sucks about being an official. You don't get to make those decisions. Mm-hmm. Whether you agree or disagree with the rule, it's the rule. You got to call it. It's targeting. And it sucks. That shouldn't be the rule. How else do you tackle him? Everyone knows that. I bet there are officials out there who would admit that. Maybe not on the record, but they would admit it.
Yeah.
And it sucks. and he's right. But then you look at the Darrell Taylor situation. What was the penalty? What was the unnecessary roughness for? And a lot of refs should be able to look at that and go, that's not a penalty. Can those guys do it? Can they admit when they're wrong? Because that's just wrong. And I need to go watch the Brian Maurer hit. A lot of people say there was helmet-to-helmet contact. Regardless, it's roughing the passer.
Yeah, something's got to be called.
Something's got to be called. And if I'm a ref and I'm on my headset and I'm going, well, we know it's not targeting, so we got to take out the 15-yard penalty, I should be allowed to call that roughing the passer.
Yeah.
I should be allowed to.
Because they reviewed Batuli's because the player was injured.
They were trying to see the spot of the ball.
Yeah.
That's what I said too.
And then
that set a terrible precedent. Did they look at everyone on the field? Because there might have been illegal hands to face in the box. Someone might have thrown a punch after the play. Did they look at every single person on that field? And if not, they shouldn't be allowed to look at Batuli's.
Well, my thing is, like, with the Brian Maurer hit, they threw a flag because they thought something was wrong. They did not throw a flag on Batuli. They didn't think anything was wrong until they reviewed it and slowed it down.
Yeah, I have a problem. That is an issue I have with Batuli's, is that I feel like you set a terrible precedent that should now be followed. You should have to review every single play for targeting. You shouldn't be allowed to do that just because it's stupid. It's stupid, and I hate it. I feel like it sets a terrible precedent. It's not always all of those refs' faults, but if I'm one of those refs, I'm really pissed because you put me in a tough position. Yep. Whether you're the ref on the field, the ref in the SEC office, the ref in the booth, I'm pissed because I'm the guy who catches the flack for it, and you didn't do your job. Mm-hmm. If I'm that, I don't know if that linesman from Alabama called any questionable things. If he didn't, I can tell you right now, if I'm that guy, I'm covering my own ass and I'm standing up and going, I'm not an Alabama fan, and if I am, I've set that aside to call a good game. My colleagues, I don't necessarily agree with every call they make, but I have to roll with them, whatever. That's not me. I'm a man of integrity, whatever.
So you want a public apology or you want a clarification publicly.
I think the SEC either one, don't say anything. So Steve Shaw came out and released this. Don't say anything, because what you said did not help the situation any. All you pretty much said is, we're right, you're wrong, suck it up. That's pretty much it. So don't say anything. Or the SEC needs to come out and go, if they were going to say anything at all, because you can't tell me. He even said they make mistakes. So what you're telling me is there were mistakes in that game. You need to come out and say, this one was wrong, this one was wrong, this one was wrong, and they're going to be addressed with the specific ref that made that call. And it's just like any job performance. We're going to review it. If you can't fix it, he'll be let go. Anything in life. It's simple. He made mistakes. You admitted to it.
It's just a part-time job, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
It ain't affecting him. Why? Yeah. If you're gonna say anything at all, you need to straight up tell the truth. Otherwise, shut up, sit back, do your normal thing. I
would like a public apology from JG. That would be
nice. And a lot of people are saying that he had the option to call QB sneak. Even if he had that option, you have to tell everyone. You can't just do it. It's not a wide receiver hot route.
Obviously, did you not look where you're going?
That too. But besides the point, let's say he believes it's the best call. He didn't call it. He just did it. Like it was some wide receiver hot route that he got to make the choice to do. Then he didn't even run it correctly. He tried to jump over his center.
Yep. And your left guard was gone.
And And again, if we're going to bet on who's right and who's wrong, I know where my odds are going.
Yeah, so I'm done talking about Alabama, that crap. Focus on South Carolina. Who do you start? I think you said it. JT Stroud is probably going to be your starter. And I think it should be. You can't roll out there with JG after what he did Saturday night.
No. I don't think you can.
Now, if JT Stroud plays terrible and you put JG in, that's different.
Yeah.
But you can't roll him out there. No.
Cannot start him.
And I think you do. You do some wildcat. You do some things that throw off the defense.
Yeah, and probably try to alleviate some pressure from JT Stroud too.
Yeah. I think it starts up front. If you're able to establish the run game, that's a quarterback's best friend.
Absolutely.
Open everything up.
Absolutely. You got anything else for South Carolina?
I think this is Bryce Thompson's game.
Okay.
I think he has heard a lot about how South Carolina didn't even really want him. He's from Dutch Fork in South Carolina, so I think this is going to be a big game for him.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm not too keen on him yet. He hadn't had a phenomenal year. We'll see. Maybe it's his coming out party.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is a big game to watch Bryce Thompson. I think he's going to be amped up. They have one good wide receiver. I expect Bryce Thompson to be on him.
Yeah, it'll definitely be Bryce Thompson.
Yep.
It'll definitely be Bryce Thompson.
I'm excited.
Big game.
Dude, I hate Muschamp so much.
Yeah,
he's a freaking psychopath.
He's annoying. If you lose this game, it's going to be almost, it's not impossible yet, but it's going to be very, very difficult to get to bowl eligibility. You win this game, it doesn't become necessarily easier, but your one game, you're getting there. You're working, you're chipping away at it.
What do you do if Eric Ainge writes a letter to like Brian Maurer or something? Do you like?
I mean, I'm assuming JG never even saw the one from Eric Ainge because he shared it on Twitter, and according to JG, he doesn't get on Twitter anymore.
So he didn't actually write him a letter. It was more of a note. It's kind of weird.
Well, I don't even know. JG never received it, according to JG.
No,
because he apparently doesn't get on Twitter anymore. So how would he see it?
I don't know.
That's where Eric Ainge posted it.
It's kind of weird. I didn't know if he like sent it to him and then posted it to Twitter what he sent to him.
Here's my thing: if you're gonna write someone a personal letter, you probably shouldn't post it.
Yeah, true.
Apparently he was crying this morning. I don't know if he was like, but whining about people being mean to JG. Look, Trey Smith said it best. I think it was Trey Smith. He said JG shouldn't be catching a lot of the flack that he is, but at the end of the day, you're a Division I quarterback at a high level. Kind of comes with a gig.
Yeah, you take it.
Which there have been a lot of Tennessee fans that have been really mean and unfair to him. I don't think I'm one of them. Maybe I have been unfair. I don't know, but
I said some things on Saturday I probably wasn't proud of.
Yeah, but he didn't hear them, and I didn't post them on Twitter.
No,
I'm saying them behind his back. How?
You're not mean at all.
Yeah, I mean, if he's worried about what people are saying about him that he can't hear, then he's definitely gonna struggle at any. He's never gonna play anywhere beyond.
Win us a ball game. How about that?
Yeah,
by just playing quarterback. Just win.
Let's not talk about him. Huge recruiting news. We got some huge, massive recruiting news.
It was a big recruiting week.
This is another big week, but
yeah,
Tuesday was the culmination of a lot of things.
Yeah, it started with that Whitehaven trio. All three committed last night within an hour of each other.
Someone tweeted, by the way, real quick. Someone tweeted, weren't they coming here all along? Well, considering one was committed to Arkansas and one was committed to Mississippi State at one point, no, they were not coming here the whole time.
Who said that?
I think someone was just trying to devalue what they've done on the recruiting trail and said that. Pretty much said they didn't have to work to get.
Was it an SEC official?
Probably.
Oh, nice. So you got 4-star inside linebacker Bryson Easton, 4-star inside linebacker Martavius French, and then 4-star. I think Tennessee is actually recruiting him as a nickelback, and that's Tamarion McDonald, all from Whitehaven. Let me tell you a little bit about Whitehaven. 4 shutouts this season. They're 6-1.
Yeah.
4 shutouts. Only giving up 4.3 points per game on defense. I think the most they've given up all season is their one loss to Brentwood Academy. They gave up 17 points.
Yeah, and Brentwood's a good team.
Yeah. I mean, and Whitehaven is one of the best programs in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
At the highest level. So yeah, I think props to David Johnson.
To go in there and get those guys who were at one point committed. Now it helps that those two programs are not doing so hot, but
yeah, I mean we aren't either.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Props to him just recruiting Memphis. Just getting those relationships where we can go in there and recruit, because it hasn't past couple of years it's been non-existent. Tennessee going into Memphis and pulling out a recruit. You went and got Jeremy Banks, RIP, Drum Carvin. Then last year you got Eric Gray, and then now you just get these 3. You still got Amari Thomas, Chris Morris. It looks like he's off the board, going to Texas A&M, but I still don't think it's over. So you still got some talent left. Marcus Henderson's another one. You still got some talent left that you're wanting to go get. Hopefully this is the start of something great where Tennessee's able to go in Memphis and get recruits.
Right.
Because, yeah, it's in the same state, but it's closer to Mississippi. It's closer to Arkansas.
It's not like recruiting, the Chattanooga area, which isn't not like it's full of talent, or even the Nashville area, which isn't super close. It's not the same. I mean, Atlanta's closer than Memphis.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Put that in perspective.
So it jumps Tennessee's recruiting class to the number 20 class with 17 commits. I think it's number 19 per Rivals. But I think Tennessee's doing a good job of just filling holes with this class.
Absolutely. And then, I mean, when you look at the linebacker position, that's a huge need right now.
Yeah.
And then to get 3 4-stars that are also current teammates, I mean, that's big.
And they wear number 1, 2, and 3. I
Really?
feel like that's freaking.
Can we keep that? That's
sick.
pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Or I need him to wear like 99, 98, 97, something like that.
41, 42, 43.
Yeah, something like that. I need something along those lines.
Yeah, so doing a good job filling holes. You have some official visits this weekend. 4-star defensive tackle Mari Thomas out of Memphis. 4-star defensive end Jay Hardy out of Chattanooga. 4-star JUCO cornerback commit Art Green. And then 3-star offensive guard Kyrie Miller will take their official visits to Knoxville this weekend for the South Carolina game. I guess the face mask tug didn't really hurt recruiting that much.
No. We knew it wouldn't.
At Kevin Nash.
Jimbo, Muschamp. These guys that get good recruits all the time do it. Yeah. We knew it wouldn't.
Safe. We're good.
And then, what about Kevin? I'll get into that later. It's one of my stupidities. So
okay.
We'll get into it.
So, then basketball. You got 5-star shooting guard Jaden Springer committed to the Vols. You have 3 commits in this class that are in the top 36 players in the country.
Yeah. The backcourt's going to be nasty. Now, got to answer some questions in the front court.
Yeah, got to go get some big guys.
Yeah, I'd like to see us getting some big guys. That's my only knock right now is...
I think that's where Tennessee's going. They're filled up right now, but they're going to probably oversign and sign a big guy.
We need a big guy. We need Uros to get eligible.
Uros.
We need big guys.
Yeah.
So,
I'm excited.
If you're 6'10" and would like to play for the Tennessee Volunteers, call Rick Barnes at. That's my cell.
Ricky B.
That's my cell right there. We need big guys.
So we have the number 4 recruiting class in the country right now. I think that's Tennessee's highest to date.
It's got to be
4.
And I don't think anybody will jump it.
Tennessee's never signed 2 5-stars in a class.
Yeah.
I looked at that today. Tobias Harris, Scotty Hobson. I feel like that's when recruiting rankings was actually a thing. But yeah, I mean that's freaking huge to get Jaden Springer, Keon Johnson. What if Josiah James stays another year? I wouldn't want to play against our guards.
Where do you play all these guys at?
Yeah.
That's a lot of minutes to split up. I think with signing both of those guys, you're kind of banking on Josiah leaving, right? Not banking on it, but like you're thinking he probably leaves.
I mean, one of them could play the 3.
Yeah, but...
I mean, you can make it work. If you have that much talent, you can make it work.
Yeah, but... I don't know. I'm curious to see.
This is going to be fun.
Because I have a feeling if Josiah gets healthy, he'll probably be bringing the ball up the court. Now, I don't know where the other guys fall. But that's also looking a year ahead. Not even at this year. So
yeah, I mean, we'll see. It looks like Josiah James is kind of getting not as fast as a start as he'd like. Coming back from injury.
I was going to say, that's more health related. I think once he gets healthy and he'll be good to go.
That's what it was.
Which maybe it's something kind of like Lamonte. We don't see him until after Christmas this year. I doubt it, but...
Are we becoming a blue blood?
No.
You don't think?
Not yet. You need like 4 more classes like this before I even see
But are we like... This is the start of it, right?
I mean, yeah, you had to start somewhere, I guess.
I mean, that's all we're not getting any 3 stars. It's 5 and 4 stars.
If you put together 3 more classes, so you consider this previous class, next class, 3 more classes of 5, 4, you're ranked in the top. I'll say top 10. I'll consider us blue.
Okay, well, let me tell you about the official visits this weekend for the 2021 class. You have 5-star small forward Paolo Bonchero. He's the number 3 player in the country.
To start.
5-star point guard Kennedy Chandler out of Memphis, the number 2 point guard in the country. I think number 16 overall.
But again, I got to ask, where are my big guys at?
Paolo is a power forward. Sorry, he's not a small forward. Okay. Power forward.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
How tall is he? Let's look it up. Let's look it up. I need some height.
Okay.
I need a big-bodied. I need my guys like Jarnell Stokes who get 18 rebounds a game. I don't care if it's because they missed 17 shots and got their own rebounds. I need.
Are you forgetting about my man that's already on the team?
He's not eligible.
Bonchero's 6'9".
That's good. I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there. I need some giraffe-looking mother effers like Kyle Alexander. That's what I need.
Roche, baby, Roche.
He's got to get eligible first.
But he'll be eligible at this time.
That's true.
We're good. Hey, you just leave it to Ricky B. You let him do the recruiting. He's going to make it work.
I'm going to let Kim English do the recruiting is what I'm going to let.
Well, whoever's bringing them in here.
Yeah, whoever the bag man is, just
let them keep coming.
Keep up the good work. I hope all my basketball and football players are driving Dodge Chargers.
But I think it's great that 5 years ago, were you thinking Tennessee's going to assign 2, potentially 3 5-stars in one class?
Well, no, but we had the money to do it. I don't know why we haven't. You've got the freaking.
But really though, take the money out of it.
Really, I'm being
where Tennessee basketball was at. We had to build that.
I'm being dead serious when I say I've never understood why a school like Tennessee wouldn't just open the pockets. Like, we could be a mix of Kentucky basketball and Alabama football if we were just like, F it, let's do it. And I feel like we're fine. Like, Philip Fulmer's like, we're going to do it. Like, I feel like we're getting there. And then throw in an Ole Miss baseball. Are we getting there with Tony V? We'll talk about it here in a minute. Are we getting there with Tony V? Are we gonna have some Mississippi baseball vibes?
Dude, I'm excited for baseball. I think Chad's not gonna be on until 7:30, so we might have to keep going a little bit.
Oh, I'll talk about what all the kinds of cars we can buy our players that we should be doing it. Are they staying in the nicest apartments?
I think you're committing an NCAA violation on this show right now.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not related to the school at all. I'm saying what they should be doing. They're not doing it, and that's upsetting me. Stay clear of the NCAA. Listen.
I think we're getting there, though.
We should be. I hope we are. The NCAA has proven if you don't self-report, they don't care. Look, Missouri's the only team that's been screwed recently.
They self-reported.
Quit self-reporting. Look at Auburn. Bruce Pearl is somehow still clean, and Donnie Tyndall got like a 10-year show clause.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, don't go to barbecues are stupid. Cars, apartments, chains. I think kids like chains nowadays.
Keyword.
Don't bring Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is like telling them. It's like, hey, we're paying these kids. We brought Snoop Dogg and some acrobatic strippers. Check us out. We're paying.
So is there a difference in acrobatic strippers and...
It was acrobatic dancers. I just combined it.
Okay, so is there non-acrobatic dancers too?
No. So it's strippers, but it's like what would you write that you were a stripper on your resume, or would you write you're an acrobatic dancer? So Snoop Dogg was like trying to get into the school. He's like, I just got my acrobatic dancers with me.
I'm a metal pole engineer.
Yeah, like that's what he was. He was like, he's like, I do song and dance, and these are my acrobatic dancers. That was like his resume.
Yeah, I feel like on that resume, you're like, okay, what is an acrobatic dancer?
They clearly didn't know who Snoop Dogg was. Like, Bill Self has never listened to a Snoop Dogg song.
It's the DOWG.
But
they didn't get it.
I digress. Yeah, you
got to know what you know. Bill Self messed up.
He knows how to pay them, though. He knows how to pay them. Because if you can get a 6'9" dude to come play basketball in the middle of Kansas in the winter, you're paying him money. No one does that for free.
No.
No one.
I wouldn't.
No one would.
How much money? How much money would it take for you to go play basketball in Kansas?
No, for me, not a lot. I'd do it pretty cheap.
Hey, you're moving to, where are they even at? Something Kansas.
Oh shoot, I knew that before you said it because I've been watching that Miles to Go show.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah, no.
Okay, how much would it take for you to go play football?
Is it Lawrence?
That might sound
Lawrence,
right.
Kansas.
For the Mad Hatter.
Let me try to think.
He's paying money.
I'm a 5-star recruit. Let's say I'm from Atlanta, so I'm from a big city.
Yeah, ATL.
Kansas comes up. We want you to play running back for us.
The running back, y'all.
I'm an easygoing man. Give me a car. give me some cash, maybe a nice apartment. I'm good to go. So what are we looking at? $30,000, $40,000 a year? It's not bad.
What kind of car are you getting?
Well, by year.
Oh.
Because you're not getting a new car every year. They get you like, you're accruing 20.
I'm about to say, but that first year is going to be a little bit
First
expensive.
year, they're shelling out like, $40,000.
What kind of car are you getting?
Whatever car. Whatever's popular with that. What do the hoes like? That's what I'm getting.
But for $40,000, you're going to get a new car, an apartment.
You don't buy the apartment. You rent the apartment. It's like,
yeah, but it's still per year.
Okay, at the most, an apartment in Kansas,
You're probably paying about 10 grand.
10 grand a year.
And so what else?
40 grand.
What else did you say? You said,
I'm a 5-star though. I'm going to the NFL. That's 30 grand over 3.
What else did you say?
Okay,
though?
a car. So let's put this into the 3 years because I'm going early. Let's be honest. I'm going to the draft. 30 over. So that's $30,000 for your apartment. Let's say a $30,000 car. Let's take it light.
Okay.
Because I don't know. They're probably buying it used. The dude who's giving it to me is probably his dealership, so he's not going to cost him $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say 30. That's $60,000. Then I need some cash on hand. Get a chain and tattoos, so I don't get
some shoes.
Some shoes.
We see a lot of players at Finish Line?
Let's say that's 60.
Is Finish Line
apartment and car
a sponsor of Tennessee?
I'm sure.
Okay.
So let's say 60 apartment and car. Let's say 40 more for cash on hand. It's
Okay.
$100,000. You got me $100,000. I'll go play football in Kansas for 3 years.
$100,000 a year, or $100,000 period.
Period.
Oh.
I'll go play football in Kansas.
But what if you got to say a fourth?
Huh? I gotta say a fourth.
They just max out that 100. 100's it. You got to make it 3.
1 year, $100,000. That's my 1 year deal.
You're one and done.
That's my 1 year deal. That's if they want me to stay for my senior year. But hey, I'm going to the NFL. I'm happy. I'm gonna get that rookie contract. I'm a 5-star that just had a great 3 years of football, no injuries. I'm getting a nice rookie contract.
Okay, but let's take this into account because you're 5-star. You could go literally anywhere in the country.
But you said Kansas.
Okay, but now I'm saying what, like, you got offers from everywhere. You're not going to Kansas for $100,000.
What are they offering me in Tuscaloosa? I might find my way to Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Name your prize.
They'll buy me 4 Dodge Chargers, all different colors.
Yeah, and they'll just throw penalties whenever you want them.
I mean, yeah.
Throw a bag.
That's a tangent right there.
That's nice.
Well, how much money would it cost you all? Would it take you all, not cost, take you all to get you to Lawrence, Kansas for 3 years?
Play for the Mad Hatter, baby.
That's it.
He eats grass.
Lamb doesn't even need a payment. He's just going to play for less miles. He'll be happy.
Loves grass.
So
grass-fed. That's grass-fed beef. You got to pay top dollar for that.
Right. We're not getting. We're gonna have Chad Zurcher on. He's the director of baseball operations. That's gonna be later on in the show. He can't come on till a little bit later. No big deal though. We have tangents like these that we can go off on. But we will go ahead and take a look at college football this week. I feel like this is a lame week. This is my lame week. This is where I go, this isn't a very intriguing week.
You say that every time I say it, there's pretty good games on.
There's like 2 or 3 good games that I'm going to watch, stay interested in. Other than that, though. Also, okay, so Thursday, what about SMU being ranked number 16?
Who they play?
They're playing Houston. I mean, I'm sure they played nobody. I'm just saying. They're number 16. That's pretty crazy.
They beat TCU by 3.
Oh, wow.
USF? Yeah, no.
App State's ranked number 20.
So
is that just insane to me, or is that insane to you?
I feel like they actually played UNC. Yeah, they haven't really played them.
I was about to say, I think they just played 1 or 2.
They played ETSU.
They won
42-7.
I wore that ass out. Yeah. ETSU, I think, lost to UTC.
They did. Yep.
Yeah. They have a cool trophy. Have you seen their trophy?
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to draw it for you. I'll have to look it up for you.
You gonna draw it for me?
Yeah.
Nice.
On the board behind me. I need a white. What's that one dude on around the horn that has a whiteboard? We need a whiteboard.
Woody Page.
Is it Woody Page?
Probably.
I need a whiteboard.
He liked he commented or something on our tweet one time.
Well, I need a whiteboard like Woody Page. Is it Woody Page? I don't know. But yeah, that's our next. That's what we're getting, a whiteboard for the wall.
Add that to the expenses.
Yeah. If anybody would like to donate a whiteboard, just let us know. We'll take it. Take it off your hands if you're looking to get one out of your house.
That would be fun to make plays.
plays. I was just gonna like draw random things on it. Yeah, I mean whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's just draw our own. Let's have a segment where it's just like draw your own Madden play, and that's what we'll do.
So, what's your score prediction for Saturday? Let's get into that.
Oh shoot! Don't do that to me. Because South Carolina's not a bad football team.
No, they're not.
Now
I don't think they're as good as they think they are.
No, they played Alabama decent in the first half. Excuse me. They got wore out by slants though in the second half, which is embarrassing. We didn't get scored up. We almost got a slant housed on us, but we didn't.
We didn't.
Did not get scored on by slants. South Carolina's not great. They did play Florida close until the fourth quarter, something we weren't able to do. I'm gonna go. It's not going to be a high-scoring game if we win. Tell you that. I'll say JT Strout and Vols, 27. South Carolina, 19.
Okay. I'm going to go 24-20 Vols.
24-20.
There you go. Just get it done.
Let's get that dub.
Let's do
it. College football Saturday. Biggest game I've circled because I'm curious to see if they can bounce back because I like them. I just think Ohio State may run away with it, that fast-paced offense. But number 13, Wisconsin at number 3, Ohio State.
Yeah, dang it, Wisconsin.
I know, man. I know. But hey, the cool thing is if Wisconsin beats Ohio State, the Big Ten is out of it unless Penn State can stay undefeated. They're out of it.
You don't think Wisconsin can come back?
I shouldn't say they're out of it. Sorry, that opens the door for 2 SEC teams.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
100%.
That's what I should say.
Yeah,
actually, the door's probably already open. You know, assuming the losses happen the right way, the door's already open because Pac-12 is gone. They're out of it.
They're terrible.
Yeah. What about Clemson? What they drop back to 4?
Yep.
Whew, what about that? Who do they play this week? Nobody.
Probably not. They play Boston College.
Yeah, nobody.
I mean, they played Texas A&M, so I don't know what you do, but they're going to be in the top 4. If they win out, they're going to be in the top 4.
Clemson?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So, I mean, they don't really have to worry about it. Now, if it was just the BCS, where it was just 2 teams, then Clemson would be like, oh, crap.
Yeah. This would be a tough year because they've had some close games and not looked fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Another game, all eyes on. Whew, excuse me.
Getting tired, man.
Is it late? It's dark now. It gets dark too early now. Auburn. Number 9, Auburn at number 2, LSU. I expect LSU to take care of business, but it's the SEC, man. You never know what flags are going to be thrown.
Yeah, it's in Baton Rouge, so I'm going to go with LSU. I don't know if is Auburn good. No. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I don't think they're that great.
They're not good.
That Florida game, I was just like, man, ugh.
Yeah.
They did put it on Arkansas last week.
They did. You're right.
Which everybody else is too. So poor Arkansas, man.
Poor Arkansas.
And they got to play Alabama this week.
We're not Arkansas. That's the only good thing. It's the only good thing we got going for us.
What if Arkansas pulls up the upset against Alabama?
I'll send a U-Haul to JG's house.
Also, the line is at 31-31.
Taking Alabama. Cover.
Oh, yeah. I agree. But, like, is it just because Tua's probably not playing?
I assume, yeah.
Because I was like, dang.
Yeah. I assume that's just due to Tua not playing.
Yep. Yeah, Arkansas is not a great football team, so they're not going to cover.
No.
Notre Dame and Michigan.
Notre Dame and Michigan.
There's a couple good games.
There's a couple, but I feel like last week was a good slate. I hadn't said it in like 4 weeks that it wasn't a good week, so I'm going to say it this week. Let's see. Let's count in my head what I consider a good game. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 good games. Notre Dame, Michigan, Penn State, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Auburn, and LSU. That's what I considered good games.
What about Texas, TCU?
I feel like Texas is going to win.
Texas is the line's at 2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Is Texas that bad?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Is the Big 12 that bad?
Yes. Outside of Oklahoma, yes.
Which Oklahoma's defense is terrible.
Right. As expected.
Which is crazy to me. Like they do such a good job of recruiting, but defense just ain't got it.
If you don't need a defense, well,
I guess so. But when you get to the playoff, then you need
you
one.
need it. I mean, if they're okay with just winning the Big 12 every year, probably brings in enough money. They don't.
I guess
care.
so.
Who knows? Maybe Lincoln Riley will.
First to 100.
Whew.
Retire.
I need a coffee.
Quit and go to Tennessee.
Do what now?
Is that what you're about to say? If Lincoln Riley quits and goes to Tennessee?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm on board. I'm on board for that. I like Jeremy Pruitt, but I'm on board for that.
Lincoln Riley is a really good coach.
He's all right.
He inherited some great.
I'm just kidding. I mean, he is a good coach. I've got Cal. I mean, I wrote these games down. Washington State at Oregon. Oregon ranked number 11. Interesting. Then I've got
how many games have they lost? Oh, they just lost one.
Yeah.
So maybe the Pac-12 isn't out of it. Because Oregon's only loss is to Auburn, right? Yep.
It's a one-loss. Yeah, I guess a one-loss Pac-12 team has to get in over a one-loss SEC team that didn't win it.
They'll probably lose.
Probably. Well, okay, so let's draw this up real quick. So let's say LSU would have had to lose to an East team. Never mind. Or Alabama would have had to lose to an East team, and they both played Alabama's played their East team. I don't know about LSU. LSU's played Florida. I don't know if they played their other one. Because if LSU had lost to Florida, Alabama had lost to LSU, you could have you wouldn't have an undefeated conference champion. Never mind. All right, well, scenarios are out. Pac-12's still in it. Dang it. We need Oregon to lose to Washington State this week.
Get them out.
That's what we need.
So LSU, they had to play Vandy.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
66-38. I'm surprised Vandy scored that many points.
I think they pulled some people early.
I mean, I probably would too.
Right. Anything else for college football this week?
Dude, Vandy's terrible.
Vandy's awful. If we lose to Vandy this year, you got to fire Pruitt, right?
Yeah.
Yep. He's done. Oh, we can't even
So, I know this is going around right now, and it's a big thing. The tug on the face mask. Like, why are people so upset about it?
It's just well, first off, it's just Twitter,
Twitter gonna Twitter?
Yeah. I mean, people are going to outrage Facebook, Twitter. It's easy to outrage. Easy to have the outrage. And then it's a lot of people getting pissed or have to show their toughness and be like, if my coach, if he did that to me, I would have knocked his ass out. And he'd never done that to me. First off, little bitch, I watched you get your face mask tugged in high school and you didn't do a thing. Or probably middle school was the last time you played football and you didn't do a thing. So easy on that one. Excuse me. Oh.
Yeah, wasn't it like Marcus Spears saying that we got to be okay with a player that retaliates?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he gonna punch? Because I feel like there's two different extremes here.
Right, and
also one pulling on something. If he knocked his hat down, that would be one thing.
Also, can we look at the difference in what Jeremy Pruitt did and what people like Jimbo Fisher did? Like Jimbo Fisher had that dude's face mask and he's yanking it around.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's a little over the top.
Yeah, he's playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah, I'm like, I can see why people are upset about that. Jeremy Pruitt's is don't walk away from me.
Yeah.
Kind of tug. And who did he do it to last year? I think it was a defensive lineman. He grabs his helmet and gets in his face. Jeremy Pruitt did it.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember who it was.
He didn't slap him over the side of the head for being an idiot. He grabbed him to make eye contact.
Yeah.
And I'm all these parents that are outraged by it, they're like, if he ever did that to my kid, teach your kid to take criticism and make eye contact, and he doesn't end up like a little bitch who can't look someone in the eyes.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm going to tell you right now. Now, again, Jimbo Fisher would have been different. If Jimbo Fisher's doing this to my kid's helmet, and I'm like, why'd you do that? And he's like, you wouldn't make eye contact. Well, probably because you were slinging his head all around.
His eyes were in the back of his head.
Yeah. then we're having a different conversation. But if I ask Jeremy Pruitt, why'd you do that to my kid? And he's like, he wouldn't look me in the eyes. Well, then I'm going to go to my kid and be like,
look him in the eyes.
Yeah, look him in the eyes. Look him in the eyes. I mean, I've had my face mask grabbed, my shoulder pads grabbed multiple times, and I've never had a problem. Well, this wasn't shoulder pads. This is basketball. The only problem I had with it one time was when a coach was like, this game's on you. And I played for 2.5 seconds. We were down by 6. I was like, that's not true. That's just a lie. I got put in because someone fouled out, making an intentional foul. Like, this game's not on me.
Yeah,
no. That's the only problem I had with it. And he grabbed my jersey and pulled me back.
He just wanted somebody to blame, like, in case we lost.
Yeah, so that's the only that's the only time I've had a problem with it. But
so you're telling me you did not score 6 points to tie the game?
I tried, man. I got that rebound and took off down the court. Probably airballed the 3. I don't even remember. I have no idea. But
it was all on you.
It was all on me. I was like, dang it, I lost that game for us.
You didn't run as fast because it was all on your shoulders.
Yeah. And
just the weight.
I've had my shoulder pad grabbed multiple times, yanked back, and I've never had it out of control. I've never been like, wow, he shouldn't have done that. I don't know. I also got spanked by my parents, though, and I definitely deserved every spanking I've ever received.
Oh,
so, yeah. I don't know. It's whatever. People are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, do we remember when Jeremy Pruitt was coaching at Hoover High School? Do you remember that? I mean, there was no, like, soft words or anything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just I definitely understand where people are coming from, where, like, it could go too far. I definitely understand that. But, like, you can't do all these what ifs all the time. Like, he grabbed his face mask to get his attention. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, I've even seen a video of Jimbo Fisher just grabbing his face mask and pulling the guy in closer. That's fine with me. I have no problem with that.
No,
but
it's not an issue whatsoever. People just need to stop talking about it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I would way rather. I think the officiating was way more of an issue than anything Jeremy Pruitt has ever done.
They didn't throw a flag on that, so they must have seen nothing. They were okay with it.
Yep.
They would have thrown that flag too. They were quick on it. They were quick on it.
So 2 things: don't grab face masks, don't do U-turns.
Yeah.
2 things.
Do you know what the Carter coach got thrown out for? I saw where it was appealed.
No, I don't. I didn't.
He got thrown out of the Central game. I was just curious what he did. I don't know. It's very interesting.
Did he grab a face mask?
He might have. He might have been grabbing face mask.
Maybe he went full Jimbo.
Maybe. Just throwing the kids around.
Jimbo thought he was Kimbo.
His name on Twitter cracks me up. Have you ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
Let's see if I can find it.
I don't even know who it is. Who is it? It's not Meadows, is it?
Scott Meadows, yeah.
Is it?
His name is Smoke and Mirrors RPO Wing T. Head coach Carter Hornets, Scott Meadows. Founder of the Smoke and Mirrors RPO Wing T. Consultant on Shotgun Wing T. Smoke and Mirrors RPO Wing T is the name of his Twitter at.
That sounds like the worst.
I've never watched Carter play. But
they don't even run the Wing T.
I don't know then. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
You got a coach who specializes in the Wing T, but they do not run the Wing T. That's probably what he's thrown out for. It's false advertising.
He knows how bad it is. He's like, I'm not going to put fans through that.
Yeah.
We've still got NFL to do for you. Before we do that, though, Director of Baseball Operations, Chad Zurcher, we're going to get him on here. We're going to go to a quick break, have him back on, going to talk about everything Vol baseball, Tony Vitello era, and his experiences within the Vol baseball program. So we're going to grab him real quick. We'll be right back.
We welcome onto the show Chad Zurcher. Chad is the Director of Operations for the Tennessee baseball program. Chad, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. We're just running a camp right now. I think everybody over at UT would tell you that the lifeblood's recruiting, starting with Coach Fulmer all the way down through. So part of that's running some camps and getting some guys on campus, and that's what we got going on right now.
So you got any commits to add to the list that we've gotten in the last couple of days?
I think we had one from up in the Pennsylvania area commit last week. That's probably the most recent one, right-handed pitcher. Young kid, but big kid that's already up to 89. So I think that'll help. It's crazy the way recruiting works these days. You're already, 3-4 years out in advance. Freshmen in high schools, and so it's kind of nuts. As you try to load up early and get the guys you want, because everybody else is after the same guys.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. So Chad, you're from South Knoxville, played at South Dual, go Keys. You went on.
Sir, always.
You went on and played at Memphis, played in the Mets organization for a while. What kind of made you want to come back to Knoxville and just stay in the game of baseball?
It's, for me, the first and foremost, it's home. I feel like South Knoxville is a different place. People don't realize unless you've been there. It's hard to get out of. I live in West Knoxville now. My parents are still in South Knoxville. My brother is. So the draw was always come back home. My whole family's around this area, so it's nice to be around them and then also around the game of baseball. Just the opportunity to work at the University of Tennessee. Like I said, I went to Memphis, but I grew up around here. I've seen the success of this program. So it's just a draw to be around baseball. I didn't really necessarily want to get into the coaching side, kind of because of what we talked about with the recruiting. The amount of time these guys spend on the road, I tip my hat to them because it was something I never thought I could do. I thought if I was going to coach, it would be the high school level or maybe in the professional level where you're more stationed. So it was an opportunity to be at home, be around baseball and a program that's got a bright future because of the past.
Yeah, absolutely. So you started your position with the program in 2016. You're entering in your fourth year. So you're part of that previous staff that was at Tennessee. What was the transition like when Tony Vitello took over?
It was kind of crazy. It was real hectic at first. He comes in, gets hired. Find out he gets hired. I get his phone number and text him and say, "Hey man, I'd love to stay on. Congrats on the job." And he responded to me, which he had no reason to do that. He responded right away. Wasn't even in Knoxville. I was about to get on a flight. And he said, "We'll talk about it." And once all this stuff kind of settles down and we sat down and he said, "Hey, first and foremost, I got to get on the road. We'll just call it a day-by-day thing right now and see where it goes." I had some people in my corner. I felt like I had good relationships here that were behind me and kind of on him to stay, which, probably wasn't right for him at first. So I think I helped out at first by going on the road. Before the other coaches were hired, he sent me recruiting a little bit. And, about 3 weeks into it, he said, "Hey, I'm gonna keep you on board." And it was a big relief because, like I said, I'm at home and working around the game of baseball. And I could see the kind of energy he brought. I would never say a bad thing about the previous staff. One, they gave me a start, and I think they're really good baseball people. So it's good to be around different people and still learning the game. It's one of those things, you're around sports, you're always learning. There's always something different that comes up, and then listening to different minds and being around Coach Vitello and the energy he brought and the assistant coaches bring on a daily basis.
Yeah, and speaking of that, the transition between the coaching staffs, you also see some of the biggest differences in both ends of the spectrum with the seasons that the last season of Serrano and then the first and second season of Vitello. What were some of in the locker room and on the road, on the field, what were some of the biggest differences you saw with the team? Because a lot of those guys consisted of the same people.
I would say just the work ethic. I think they relate to the players very well. I'm not saying the previous staff didn't, but just to be able to get the most out of every guy, when you bring in a pitching coach like Frank Anderson who had so much experience. And I think it was just that belief, There first, it was just getting over the hump of you don't have to lose. It's kind of, you see the same thing in football. I think they're turning the corner. Basketball, the first 2 years of Rick Barnes, it's a culture. There's a lot that goes into that, and it's bringing in players to compete. Like you said, a lot of those guys were the guys that were on those previous teams, but they were younger. as well, and then you bring in some pieces to mix with that, and that's what created that success last year. A lot of those guys, Andre Lipsius, Zach Lingenfelter, Garrett Stallings, they were all previous staff guys, but they were freshmen. This is a big boy league in the SEC, and it takes guys in years and inserting some pieces like Al Solari to play in the outfield, who's an all-conference player his first year, to finish off that and get us to the 40 wins and back into a regional.
Yeah, and you talked about the success from last year, the 40 wins, the first NCAA tournament appearance since 2005. Just talk about that season and what it was like to experience that postseason for the first time in such a long time.
Well, for me it was awesome because I'd never been to a regional. My 4 years at Memphis, we just missed a couple times, never got in. First few years here, never got in. High school state runner-up, didn't win an actual ring until my last year in professional baseball. So it's kind of one of those things, all these coaches, they get here and they talk Omaha. And my thought, I want to go to a regional. I've never done it. I want to see what it's about, And it was the same way for our team. We had these guys for 3-4 years. You watch it on TV every year, so it's hard not to go there. And just the experience, man, it's unbelievable. They take care of you when you get there. You're playing the best of the best. We lose that game to North Carolina, but when it boils down to it, you're in the regional final. There's not many teams left. You win those two, you're one of the last 16. So it's tough, but it was fun to experience, and I think it keeps these guys hungry because now they did get there. You get extra meal money, you get to spend more time. You don't have to go to summer ball as early, which can be a grind. You're just playing baseball without school, so I think they learned what it takes to get there. I mean, it's been 14 years. I'm looking at the numbers on the wall right now. 2005, 2019 is way too long at a place like this with the resources and the kind of players that come through here in this league. So I think going forward, it'll be a little I won't say easier, but it'll be easier for the guys to say, I want to do that, and what does it take to get there?
Yeah, and you look at this team, you mentioned the resources at a place like Tennessee, and then the talent and the coaches on campus. Are the expectations to be back in that regional to go farther? I mean, I realize everyone, you talk about the coaches want to be in Omaha. Everybody wants to win a championship. And you look at the expectation to be back there. And then you all had how long of a rain delay in the regional that definitely takes a toll on people, especially when you haven't been there. It's a new world for those guys.
We sit there, you lose the first game in the conference tournament, so you don't get the double elimination portion. So you had about a week, a little more than a week off right away. And we scrimmage and stuff to get ready, and then you go and, you're sitting there and that game in front of you is think about the 8th inning, and you're ready to go. Your juices are already flowing. And then all of a sudden, bam, it comes rain. And we sat there from, we'd been there 3 or 4 o'clock and don't kick off till about 11, so we sat in a weight room underneath North Carolina Stadium for 5 or 6 hours. So that was definitely tough. We lost that first game, and I wouldn't say the rain delay had anything. Our guys were ready to play. They just beat us. It's one of those games. It happens. We beat them earlier in the year. They threw the same guy. They hit a 2-run homer in the first inning, which gives you that momentum to get going a little bit. But I thought the guys you could tell they were still excited to be there and everything because you bounce back the next day and win. You bounce back on Sunday and you play that same team that already beat you, and you look like you're defeated in that one when they load the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th, and you get out of it and you end up winning that game, and now you realize it's a long day on that Sunday, but you're literally 2 more games, win that game in front of you, anything goes on Monday. So I think it's the expectation, will always be championships, but I think this coach staff's done a pretty good job instilling that the expectation is the next inning. You can't do anything about it. That's how we won 40 games. You take it an inning at a time instead of, all right, we got to win 35 games and 14 games in conference to make it. If you go about it like that, you're just not going to make it.
Yeah, it's definitely a grind of a schedule, especially in the SEC. That's got to set you up for success, though. I assume the coaching staff's, that's why you coach at an SEC school. That's why you want to play at it. Not only you talk about getting a regional, it sets you up, but you also have that SEC schedule that you go through that's not easy. When you get into regional play, do you kind of feel like you're ready for it? Even though you haven't been there, you're ready for it because of your schedule throughout the year.
No, there's no doubt about it. That seems to be every sport in the SEC. There's sometimes you think, these winning the SEC tournament's harder than winning in Omaha is what people say at times. And I haven't been there, so it's hard to say. and it's a different level, but at the same time, 30 games, 10 straight weeks, you grind it out, and that's on top of the schedule that these coaches put in front of us every day. Well, in the midweeks, we play a lot of in-state teams, which is a huge game because it's such a big deal to those guys. And those are the games that set you up to host a regional. You can't lose the midweek games and then end up hosting. So I think our guys were prepared. You get to a regional, I think no matter who you play, especially in the SEC, but no matter who you play, you're going to be ready because you're 56-plus games into it over a 14-week period.
Yeah, and you talked about the success of last year's team, the 40 wins, the postseason. But there was a ton of talent on that team. You talked about Andre Lipsius, Lingenfelter, Stallings, Schultz, Charleston. We had Ammons on a couple weeks ago. Who are some key guys this year that might take up and maybe fill those shoes of those players from last year?
Yeah, that's always tough. You lose some key pieces, and you expect to in the SEC, especially if you're winning. You expect the draft to get some guys, obviously, and they earn it by what they do on the field. So you talk about replacing them as a collective group. I don't know if there's going to be an Andre Lipsius that hits around 300 with 17 home runs. But, if Jake Rucker, who's the guy that's going to step up as a sophomore, who played a lot as a freshman, hits 5 or 6, and then the guy that's playing third, whoever that may be, hits 5 or 6, or a freshman like Jordan Beck and run a couple balls out of the yard, you make up that production as a whole. You can't tell one guy he's got to go be Andre Lipsius, or you can't tell one pitcher he's got to be Garrett Stallings, where he throws 3 or 4 complete games and just dominates some opponents, especially when you needed him to do it. So I think as a collective whole's the thing, and the main thing is pitching and defense. And I think we've got a lot of quality arms and guys that throw strikes. And Garrett Crochet is a guy that's got a very, very, very bright future and a very high ceiling. You don't see a lot of 6'5" lefties running it up to 96, 97 miles an hour on a consistent basis. But you don't want them to try to be somebody. You don't want Crochet to try to be Stallings. You don't want Jake Rucker to try to be Andre Lipsius. You just got to be yourself, and the whole team's got to step up and say, hey, Jay stole 40 bases last year. That means we need 4 guys to steal 10 bags, and we just got those same 40. They just come 1 through 9 instead of 1 or 2 guys.
Right, yeah, and you got to see this team play on Saturday, a scrimmage, Xavier in Nashville. Kind of what was that like, and what did you see from this group?
I thought they competed. It was kind of like Coach Anderson said, a little bit of a different vibe. First time a lot of these guys have been on the road. You go stay in a hotel, ran a free kids clinic, did some things to reach out to the Nashville fans as well. And, I don't know if we had the same energy level as we had against Clemson, but it's one of those things too. Y'all are athletes. You've been through a spring practice or a fall practice. The grind gets you a little bit when you play yourselves every day. So I don't think we did as well. But I think the guys competed. It wasn't an effort problem or anything of that nature. We just probably didn't play as clean. But it was good to go on the road, stay a night in a hotel, see what that's like, setting an alarm, getting up for breakfast, and going to a game. So like I said, it was a little different. We were on the road, but we were the home team, so we hit BP first, which makes you sit around a little longer. So there were some different things, but it was good to get some of the freshmen and junior college guys on a bus and say, here's how we operate. So come February 20th when we get on a flight to go to Round Rock, Texas to play Stanford, Houston, and Texas Tech, we're ready to go.
Yeah, you mentioned being on the road. I think a lot of UT fans look forward to the music after wins. Has it changed now? I think we heard a different song on.
Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, has it changed this year?
I think it'll be the same because Dixieland Delight will always be about Tennessee, no matter what those other people say. No, I think it's our guys realize Morgan Wallen's a Knoxville guy, and they know he's a Tennessee fan. So they were trying to get some street cred on Twitter, get him to comment
smart.
back or something. But our guys are pretty relaxed, man. It's a fun bunch to be around. I'd say Evan Russell leads that crew, and that's the nice thing about the staff and the culture here. There's a lot of freedom. If you take care of business off the field, you can have some fun.
Right.
And you take care of business every day. You can do that kind of thing, So that's a good thing for our guys. You don't ever want it to be a tense moment. If it's a tense moment, we're in trouble.
So do you participate in that? Do you sing as well?
No, I kind of just keep my head down up towards the front of the bus and keep grinding along. So I was on the bus. I was on the bus for that Saturday, and I can't say I didn't sing a little to myself. I like those kind of songs, but
Get a little head bob
for a lot
there.
of. Yeah, you got to keep it live as well. But a lot of the time, on the road for the most part. If it's close enough, I usually take a rental car of some sort with our managers. That way we have transportation because we might go on the road to Arkansas, and that means one of our coaches needs to go see a recruit in that area. So we always try to have a car available for that. So I end up in that situation some. So sometimes I miss the victory song. But, if I hear it 40 times, it's been a good year.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Well, Chad, that's all we got for you. We don't want to keep you too long. We're excited to cover this team this year. I'm excited to see kind of what you guys have in store for Vol Nation. But thanks for coming on, and we hope to do it again soon.
Hey, no problem, guys. Anytime. Anytime y'all want to talk Tennessee sports, y'all had a good show tonight with all the recruiting news that's rolled in these last 2 days. So
yeah, it made it easy on us. We didn't have to come up with content.
I think this university as a whole is turning a good corner. So
absolutely,
looking forward to hearing y'all some more. And like I said, anytime, and maybe next time we can take a step up the ladder and get Coach Patello on with you.
Absolutely, that'd be great. Well, Chad, we appreciate it. Have a good night, man.
All right, you too, guys.
Go Vols.
That was Chad Zurcher, the director of baseball operations. Great to have him on. Talk, like you said, just Tennessee sports, like the little shade he threw at a school down south.
Yeah, that's always good.
I'm not going to put words in his mouth, so I'm not going to say what team, but I have a feeling I know who. So that was, he's a good old South Knoxville boy. You can find a bunch of them down this way.
And it is hard to get away. I moved right next to Southwell High School.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Tennessee baseball this year. You talk about that time. Yeah, you lost a little bit of talent, but you expect to kind of, the way this team's recruited, the way the team performed last year, you expect to replace them, move on. It's kind of the way it works in this world. So
we can recruit now.
We're recruiting.
Yeah, everybody recruiting.
Yeah. Tony Vitello and his staff have done a great job. So
yeah, excited to see what they have in store for us this year. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Go Vols. Go Vols.
Go Vols.
Woo.
Feeling good.
I just love the athletics, man. It just feels like we're in a good spot. I mean,
I agree.
Even the football team's 2-5, but still, it feels like we're headed in the right direction. It's weird.
It's kind of you talked about it earlier in the episode. You said the way they're drawing us back in. The last 2 games we played well. One of them was an SEC West win.
They threw that lifesaver out, and we grabbed on, baby. We were on for the ride.
Exactly. Let's move on to some NFL talk. You guys are probably getting tired of our voices and our faces, and we'll get you out of here.
Yeah, sorry.
Landon got me off on that tangent about how much it'd take for me to live in Lawrence, Kansas. So
yeah,
I blame it on him.
That's fine.
Looking at the NFL, we can do our power rankings. First is New England. I'm assuming the same for you.
Pats.
Do they go undefeated? At least in the regular season, do they go undefeated?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe 2 losses. I'll give them 2 losses. That's probably
spot them 2 losses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Tom Brady goes undefeated and retires. It just feels like that might happen this year. Picked up Mohamed Sanu. They just got better.
No, man. What in the world? The rich get richer.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
Exactly. Number 2, I've got Green Bay.
Number 2, I got the 49ers.
Green Bay's
they got rich as well.
Emmanuel
Sanders.
They picked up Emmanuel Sanders. I missed that. Okay. Yeah. What day was that?
That was the same day Sanu went to. So they had to match it. What about Jimmy G and Brady in the Super Bowl? Would that be fun? Jimmy G and Brady?
That would be. It would be. It might be the changing of the guards.
It might be.
Belichick
he retires. Belichick brings Jimmy G back.
There you go.
Dang, it's crazy.
I've got the 49ers at number 3.
3, I got the Saints.
Okay, I've got the Saints at number 4.
4, I got the Packers.
Okay, and 5, I've got the Ravens.
Who'd you have at number 2?
Green Bay.
Did we not say that?
Who'd you have at 3?
49ers.
Okay.
Yeah.
4, I had the Packers. Who you have for 5?
Ravens.
I got the Ravens also at number 5.
Dude, they're rolling. I'll admit it. I'm a Ravens hater. I've been a Ravens hater. I'm like, they're not real. They just keep winning.
Lamar Jackson's
They've had one
real.
slip up, right?
He's a running back, right?
Running back. What's that?
Dude, the Bengals and Dolphins raced to 0-16. Gotta love that.
You hate to see it.
They're both bad.
They're both terrible.
Do they just want, are they just doing rock, paper, scissors? Who gets 2 or who gets Justin Herbert?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Do you take 2 at 1? Wait, yeah. Do you take 2 at 1? His injuries? I think we talked about that.
Oh, his ankles, man. His ankles are, it's weird.
Can't do that.
Because that's both of them now, right?
Yeah, apparently.
I mean, if he goes out there and if he balls out the rest of the season, I guess you kind of have to.
Yeah.
But if he's having issues, the NFL Combine, the medical staff there is probably going to be all over him.
Nick Saban wouldn't take him. We know that.
Yep.
Let's jump into our segments. Stupidity is an epidemic.
Stupidity.
What you got?
So I have Christy Gilligan. She said, if my son played for Jeremy Pruitt, I'd take him out of school and send him to any private liberal arts school without football pronto. You deserve to lose when you grab a kid's face mask when you don't get your way. They are kids. I'll be the first one to say I went to a private liberal arts school and they do grab their face mask. I thought it was great because I was like, you set it up. Like, I did that. They grabbed my face mask when I did something stupid.
God bless.
Gotta love it. You got any?
Yeah, I do. I've got, let's see. Did I do that as a fail? I think I did. Yeah, Prep Extra I did. Where's this stupidity? Oh my gosh. Where'd it go? Well, I have a ton of screenshots in here. I'll blame you. I don't know why exactly, but I'll blame you. Okay, so Andrew Durego said, so wait, everyone is stoked about Maurer and his swagger, but what happens when Bailey gets here next season? In quotes, I love QB debates. Whatever QB's better is going to play, and we're going to be happy. What do you mean?
Yeah.
If Maurer works out, awesome. Maybe he beats Bailey out next year, which means he's better than Bailey, so great. Maybe Bailey beats him out. He's better than Maurer, great. What do you mean?
It's like every game, the better team will win.
Yeah, I'm like, that works in our favor. Who cares? Yeah. I'm happy. He said, and then he went on to say, someone said, I don't care who QB is, I just want wins. He said, I agree, but UT is towing a fine line. If Maurer does well the rest of the season, does that scare Bailey off? Does Bailey come anyway? If so, which one bounces? That was part of the stupidity too. If Maurer's good, who cares if we have Bailey?
We just want to win.
Yeah, that's what I should say. If Maurer wins, who cares?
Win.
If Maurer wins, who cares if we have Bailey? That's what I should say. If Maurer wins. Obviously, he hadn't won, maybe one, I guess you could credit him one win, but.
Yeah, I mean, if he wins a starting position, whoever.
No, I'm saying if he wins games, like who cares about Bailey? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
who cares about
like he said, if Harrison Bailey might leave if Maurer works out. So I'm saying who cares?
Yeah, I mean, I think if whoever's the better quarterback, I don't
play. I don't care about names or recruiting stars.
Who it is? I think Harrison Bailey's going to be your starter.
Yeah, I know, I do too. I'm just saying he's trying to start
start a war. At Kevin Nash, or at real Kevin Nash. I don't know why you have to put real when you have a check, but whatever. Tennessee football with a 29% winning percentage. BYU and Georgia State losses. If the faithful can't see a 2-5 record for what it is with the amount of money invested, I have CTE or have been drinking.
Probably has both.
I don't watch them. I have no reason to drink. You guys have CTE banging your heads. So who has CTE? Do you have CTE or does everybody have CTE? Is CTE just like everybody has it? It's just like
I have CTE.
It's like the zombie apocalypse where like it just comes out at a different time.
That's possible, actually. That's possible. I'm with you.
There you go. I mean, I don't understand. Like, if you have CTE, why are you tweeting this stuff?
Right.
Just Kevin Nash. I was like, dude, why are you like? You're a wrestler. You're a huge human being. Why are you soft? It's like Penny Hardaway. I don't get why are you so soft.
Someone on Facebook, I don't know who, because I didn't screenshot the name, put on their status, put Juan in as quarterback. And it took me forever to figure out who Juan was. And I realized they were a Tennessee fan talking about the game. And they meant Juwan, but it's Juan. J-U-A-N.
So it could be Wanye.
Put Juan back in.
Put Juan. 64
or maybe one.
Maybe
it meant Callaway. Put one back in.
Is that legal to put 64 at quarterback?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Put Juan back in, they were talking about.
I don't think he has a green egg, so I think you're good.
There you go.
I don't have any more.
You don't have any more? I don't think I do either. Oh, I have one. High school football teams who think they should be able to, and TWSA, who think they should be able to charge people to broadcast their games. So beach football said no to the Tennessee High School Football Game of the Week because they wanted money. Dude, no one. You should not be charging rights for your TV, like for people to broadcast your game.
No.
Like, no one. That's stupid. You should be open. Now, like, when I say no money, maybe a little bit of money from, like, the advertising's fair, but not, like, this huge chunk of change. Like, people, like, I think broadcasting for, like, TWSA, like, a basketball game is, like, $500. No one's making $500 worth of advertising off of those games.
No.
So that's absurd.
And I'm not. I mean, if I'm a school, I'm not paying anybody to come broadcast it.
No. They're trying to charge people for TV rights essentially to come show the games.
So do they do that? Like, is that a thing now?
Everybody
has their
so
certain
ESPN
amount?
pays SEC to
Right.
broadcast the games, similar. Yeah, so their TWS is trying to get people to do that. No, I don't know. It's just,
kids want to play on. They want to play on TV.
But God forbid you don't get your cut. They think it's hurting Gate. It's not hurting Gate.
No,
it's not.
Because if it's a TV game, people are going to be there regardless.
Yeah.
So I have a question we're going to ask real quick, and then we'll get off here. So it's at Vol Moody. Says, all great teams take on the personality of their coach. Thoughts on UT finally appearing to play like a Pruitt coach team? I mean, you can definitely see it in the defense.
Yeah.
You can see the improvements that they made. I think you see in the offense as well, is it a Pruitt coach team? He brought in Chaney, so yeah. I think this team is finally – I think they're bought in. I think there's some holes in the depth that we have at different spots, but I think we're filling those with recruiting and everything. I like where we're headed. We're not there yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, absolutely.
She also says, do you give more credit to Chaney's system or Friend for the growth and development of the O-line, or both?
Both, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think Chaney coming in definitely helped Will Friend. I think Will Friend has stepped it up this year. You didn't see a ton of improvement last year, and I think he felt that he was on thin ice.
I think he was, and he's done a phenomenal job. He's definitely I don't know if he's necessarily worth every penny, because that was a lot of pennies, but he's worth the good amount of money. So yeah, I think that's it for us, guys. Make sure you check us out: iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, where there's a podcast. You can find us armchairmedianetwork.com. Our team of writers has done a fantastic job. Especially this week with all the recruiting news. So make sure you check that USC preview, USC recap this weekend. And then, of course, we'll be back either Sunday or Monday after the game. We'll see about that. Going to see the Avett Brothers. If you like the Avett Brothers, they'll be at Thompson Bowling Arena. I don't know how much tickets are. I bought mine when they first came out. But I'll tell you how beer in Thompson does.
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you that. So we'll see. But, yeah, excited for this weekend. I'm excited to see what this team can do. Hopefully, let's pray for no rain, so we can enjoy, at least until 4 o'clock. No rain till kickoff. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm not asking for too much.
We'll sit through a rainy game.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Exactly. Thank you all for listening. I know it's been long. Loved having Chad on. Loved talking football and Tennessee sports with you guys.
Yeah, and like you said, check out the podcast. Also, come out the tailgate.
Yep.
Come say hey. Come say what's up. Grab a beer. We'll probably have dip or whatever.
Dip.
It won't be dry.
Chaw or?
It won't be dry. But that's all we got. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.